Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Justin Michael, and I do have a couple of tarot decks to show you. I have the Catharsis Tarot in front of me, which is by Howcroft and Moore. It was on Kickstarter a while back. I remember seeing it. I was interested in it, but I never went back to it for some reason. I'm not sure what was going on in my life at that time, but it was created in 2019. This is the first edition. Actually, I may have seen the second edition on Kickstarter, not really sure, but nobody knows about this deck. I mean, anybody I talk to just has never heard of it, and I'm intrigued because it's very much up my alley. There's a little piece of all the mythologies sort of around the world. You know, you have some Japanese and some Egyptian and some Norse and some Greco-Roman stuff, and then of course like pre-Celtic Irish. You know, the Tuatha De Danann is mentioned in here, which I really love, and you don't see that too often. So I was very intrigued, and I saw it on eBay for $25.99, brand new. And it's an indie deck, and the quality has just blown me away. I really love it. It's like almost too good to be true. I'm like, how could I get a deck of this quality for, you know, 30 bucks on eBay, brand new? It's just really bizarre. And it's also 90 cards. This is the backside of the deck. A really nice sturdy box. And like I said, it's 90 cards. So there's 78 tarot cards, and then there's 22 oracle cards, which are included, and you can use them either separately or mixed in. You know what I mean? They're called the Elder Arcana. So you actually have the majors. This is the book here, and the backs are phenomenal. I love that. The Green Man. There's not much about the Green Man in the deck, but it's just like a cool kind of mythological being on the backside, which I love. And there is a guidebook that was published by Moore, and it is available on Amazon for about $16.99. I am going to get it because you know, it goes through the majors, and it will tell you. So each major and court card and the minor arcana are based on you know, mythological stories, but for some reason it's not mentioned here in the description of, like, for instance, the Fool. So let's just I'll go through that in just a minute. And this isn't the traditional setup for tarot decks, so it's going to be a little bit different. They have, like I said, you know, it's 22 major arcana and 56 minors, and then they have the 22 oracles. But you know, I'm going to show you the setup is just a bit different. But first off, the cards feel amazing, and they have a guild, and it's just really high quality matte cardstock, which I love. So for 30 bucks, I'm a happy camper. And I'm just going to get a close up here. So some of the cards are portrait and some of them are landscape. But as you can see here, you know, you have a description of the Fool, and it just says innocence, new beginnings, free spirit, and then a bit about the astrological stuff, and that's it. It doesn't say, you know, what this is based on, what story it is. I would imagine the book would hopefully go into that. But this is a really cool one. It looks Japanese to me, you know, and it's a boy being, you know, his leg is being chewed. It looks like a fox or a dog. It's a bit big to be a fox, but I'm not really sure. And he's climbing out to get the apple, you know, and it's really cool, you know. I really like it. And so I'm gonna turn that around. And so now, because, like I said, it's sort of a strange setup. They have the minors, so it's like they have the minors, the aces preceding the magician. So it's like they have the Fool, then the aces, then the magician, you know, and then the twos, and then the high priestess. So it's interesting. And this is an ankh, and it's from like Egyptian kind of mythology. And I just want to show you here. So sorry, just a moment. Yes, so this is Scarabs, gods of Egypt, and Scarabs are, you know, significant bird in, you know, mythology, and so, you know, there's a whole story about that, I believe, in the book. I remember him mentioning it when I watched his walkthrough, but I'm just going to skip that for now. and just continue showing you the card. So this is the Ace of Cups, and this is like Greco-Roman. It's Pantheon, and you know, you see a bird on top of like some kind of jar, and you know, that's again from a mythological story. And so I'm going to have to do this pretty quick, but then of course you have Thor's hammer there, which is the spears. So Ace of Spears, which is different from different from swords. It's wands, the Ace of Spears. And let me just read what that has here, just to give you an idea. So this is the Aesir. So, you know, new beginnings, creative spark, fertile ideas. King Odin is the individual, and then Queen Freya. So, you know, you have a masculine and feminine association with each of the cards. So I'm just going to go through, and this is the Tuatha De Danann, which is, you know, they are pre-Celtic Irish. So it's, the Tuatha De Danann are historical people. There's a lot written about them in history, but there's not too much like primary documents, you know, about them. And they supposedly only existed for a couple of hundred years before the Celts invaded Ireland. But, you know, the story became that the Tuatha De Danann were forced to go underground, and they became the She people, you know, the Fae folk, the She. And so in the book, you know, Tuatha De Danann, which it's spelled Tuatha, but it's pronounced Tuatha De Danann. And, you know, it has King Dagda, which is a Celtic deity, or I'm sorry, you know, a Danann deity, and then Queen Bridget, which is also, you know, an Irish goddess, the triple goddess of Ireland. So I'm going to just go through, and as I said, some of them are portrait, some of them are landscape, so I'm just kind of, it's going to be a little awkward. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move the cards to the side. That's what I'll do. Sorry guys, just got to get oriented here. This looks like Merlin to me, you know. I'm not really sure. It doesn't say, again, with the majors, but it's a really cool magician, and that's pretty obvious that it's Merlin, and there's a lot going on there. A little alchemy and magic, and so that's really cool, and I love the artwork. I really love it. And then you have the High Priestess. Oh, sorry. We have the High Priestess here, and that's, again, really, really pretty. Doesn't say who she is. You know, it looks like probably Bridget, you know, because you have the goddess symbol there, but I'm not really sure. I don't know too much about this image. But let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't say anything, just says the meanings and so forth. So I hope that the book will say more about it, you know. But anyway, I'm going to keep going here. And so here's the Two of Coins. So again, I believe that's Egyptian. Yeah, the coins are Egyptian. And then the cups are Roman. And then you have the spears, which I believe is Norse. And the Two of Swords, which is Irish. Yeah. And then here's the Empress. So I'm just going to flip through these, you know, and you can take a look at them. I love the contrast between the color majors and then the sort of like black and white rustic looking minors. But it's a really cool looking deck. So because there's so many, I'm going to have to go through them pretty quickly. There's 90 cards, otherwise we'll be here all night. As you can see, you know, you have a lot of RWS influences here. You know, the Three of Swords, for instance. And then we have the Four of Coins. So it's just really cool, and you can learn a bit about the mythology. I'm going to have to order the book because I want to learn more about this deck, and you know, it's becoming a fast favorite for me. I'm just it's some of the cultures that most of us are interested in, because if you're into, you know, tarot and magic and things like that, you know, Norse, Celtic, or well, it's Tuatha De Danann, but Roman and all the sort of pagan type cultures are what we're interested in generally, you know. Emperor, and then goes into the 5s. The cardstock feels lovely, it really does. Spears, and then swords. So obviously you're going to have to learn quite a bit about this deck, a little bit, but you know, it's set up like an RWS. So, and we have the Hierophant, which is a shaman looking figure. And 6 of coins. And 6 of swords with the famous boat, you know. And then here is, let's move this away. I'm going to show you the rest of the cards here. So we have a landscape here, which is Lovers. And it's really, really beautiful artwork. And then we're into the 7s. There's the Chariot. One problem you might run into with this deck is if you read reversals because of the portraits. But, I mean, you know, for me, I don't read reversals all that much. I mean, I do when they arise, but I don't get too many of them. And then after the Chariot, we're into the 8s. So you got the 8 of coin, cup, spears, and swords. Again, you see that RWS influence there. And then we have Strength, which I believe is Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken, or Atlas maybe. Not sure who that is. It's definitely Greco-Roman though. And then we're into the 9s. And then we have the Hermit, which is, you know, looks Japanese to me. And then the last of the minors before the court cards is the 10s. And 10 of swords. And there's the Wheel of Fortune. I really like that one. And then we have Justice. So now we're into the court cards. So we have the Princess of Coins. Now with the court cards, it says who they are, I believe. Let me just double check here. Yes, so the princess is Hathor. So you have Hathor, student, commitment to learning, and then you have Princess of Cups, which is Artemis. Spears are, sorry, this might be a little annoying for you guys, but Morrigan. So, you know, the Irish figure. Well, actually, Morrigan, yes, I believe he's Irish. Yes. And then the swords. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Morrigan. My bad. That's Morrigan. The previous one was Freya. Sorry about that. Okay, we're not going to do that for everyone, but I'm just going to show you. So each of the core cards is a historical or a mythological figure from various cultures. Now we're into the princes, which is basically the knights, and now we have the hangman. So it's honestly very interesting the way he has this set up here. And we have the death card. And now we're into the queens. So this is Isis, actually, Queen Isis. And we have the spears, Queen of Swords. And so you can learn a bit about, you know, the mythology while you're working with this deck, and you read about the stories and everything, and that builds character. I feel like as a reader, you know, when you learn the mythologies, you know, you learn more stories, and therefore will see more symbolism in whatever deck you're reading. That's just my opinion, but. And then here's Temperance and the Devil. Really cool tower. Star. Wow, look at that moon. That's really, really interesting. The Eye of Horus. The Sun. Judgment. And we have the World. So now we come to, that's really, really pretty. Sorry, my cat is poking in here. What are you doing, girl? Huh? She's smelling the deer antlers. She smells the deer. Come on, girl. She's hungry. She's like, I smell deer meat. What are you doing, Dad? Come on, get down. Come on. Come on, girl. Come on, Mama. Here. Smell them over here. Sorry about that. So now we're into the Elder Arcana, like I said, is like its own oracle. And this is really, really interesting. And so I'll just read what it says. Unique to the Catharsis Tarot, the set of Elder Arcana consists of 21 cards for further clarification. And into reading a person's past, present, and future. These cards, when revealed in a spread, mean the same thing, whether upright, reversed. Here, come here. Upright or reversed. Sorry. I'm not redoing this. So, you know, that's really cool. So here we have ceremony, you know, a birth, a wedding, funeral, graduation, or even possibly a job interview or retirement. That's what it says. And then you have a blank card that says chance. You have disguise. And then these various other oracles, which I really love. I mean, you know, there's Equinox with the Stonehenge. Really, really beautiful artwork. I am really, really into this deck. I tell you, I love this card, Metamorphosis. And release. Solstice. The Abyss. Battlefield. Healer. Library. She can't stop smelling the deer antlers. It's crazy. And Messenger. So, you know, there's the portal. Really, really cool. And obviously, as you can see, the book would come in handy. It really would. The Visitor. And the Wasteland. Really, really fascinating. I love this deck. I think it's really, really something very exciting. I feel like it was probably one of those like hidden gems that everybody missed, or you know, not too many people were really interested in. But I feel like this turned out really, really good, this deck. And it's really thick on good quality cardstock. And you know, I'm just glad I got it, because I got it at a really good price, and I'm very happy that it's both gilded and really, really good cardstock, which I love. And most of all, comes in a really sturdy, nice box. So, the other deck I was going to mention to you, last night I was doing readings for everybody, and I had some really powerful readings last night. Possibly one of the most powerful readings I've ever done. Someone got very emotional, and it was really, really interesting. And I don't use this deck that often anymore. I used to a lot, and I just kind of grabbed it yesterday as I was running out the door. I just sort of grabbed like the first one I saw that was like kind of small, because I was reading outdoors. And so I was like, you know, you don't really see this deck around or mentioned too much, and I really, really love it. Nice, really nice blue backs, you know, they're easy to handle and shuffle. This is US Games, and it's based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system, but they're really, really pretty. Some people don't like the borders of them, but I really love this deck, and I'm just happy that, you know, I used it last night, because I had some really, really powerful, strong readings with it. I just figured I'd show you a couple of cards. I don't know if anybody is new into tarot, they might not know what the Spiral Tarot is, because although it's kind of a classic, you know, you don't hear too much about it, you know. So I just want to show it, just to show you a couple of cards. And I really love the backs, the spiral backs. It's very Celtic kind of deck, you know. But I'm not going to show you all of the cards. Just wanted to show you a few. But I'm really, really happy. Like the Two of Swords, very, very Rider-Waite-Smith. You know, there's the Strength card, and you have, you know, some Kabbalah on there, some Hebrew, and you know, some astrological stuff as well. So, but I love the artwork, you know. Anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's about it today. And that's the Spiral Tarot. I will leave the information down in the description box for both decks. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and stay well, folks. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.